You know, I told you this whole thing has been a battle since day one. You know, we've been fighting nonstop all day and all night since this pandemic started to put on this event on April 18th. And today we got a call from the highest level you can go at Disney and the highest level of ESPN. And one thing that I've said since we started our relationship and partnership with ESPN, that has been an incredible one. It's been an amazing partnership. ESPN has been very, very good to us, and the powers that be there asked me to stand down and not do this event next Saturday. And we're ready to go. And one thing that I need to point out is that Tachi Palace in California, the Indian Reservation, has had our back this whole time, has stood their ground, and was willing to do this fight. And let me tell you this, when the world gets back to normal, the California event will be at Tachi Palace. I'm doing a fight there. I'm going to bring them a big fight, and I appreciate them standing with me in this thing. And you know, one other thing I want to really point out is all of my fighters that are under contract with me, I want them to feel safe, take time with your families, and you know, enjoy this time. Don't worry about the financial part of this. You're going to get the fights on your contract, and I'm going to make things, you know, right with the people who are willing to step up and fight this weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend on April 18th. And I'm going to take care of as many people as I possibly can and do whatever it takes to make these guys all feel comfortable. All of my employees, nobody's getting laid off at the UFC. Everybody's good. We will be the first sport back. Fight Island is real. It's a real thing. The infrastructure is being built right now. Yeah. And that's really going to happen. And it will be on ESPN.
This, everything what happened, everybody knows. I can't control this. Like I said before, hey, my name is Habib. I am not coronavirus. If coronavirus come to us, this is not my problem. Nobody can control this. I can't control this. It's people like who talk about like this is not my mistake. Hey, coronavirus come to us. I don't bring coronavirus. This is not my job. You know, like 2 weeks ago, it was like maybe 20,000 people. Right now, almost 250,000 in US. Everything go more crazy. It's like too many questions, brother. Too many. I try like very hard, you know. Then you know, it's like right now we have very hard position. I understand, but NFL close, NHL close, like soccer, European Championship close, Olympic Games close, all tennis, everything is closed. Everything. People don't have watch like nothing, zero.
Tony, thank you very much for the time. I really appreciate it. Let's get right into it. What was your reaction when you found out that Khabib Nurmagomedov wouldn't be able to fight at UFC 249, that he was back home in Russia and it appears now for the 5th time the fight is off?
Obviously, I was very upset. I feel more for everybody else that's actually going through some hard times. It's a little bit different. I'm of course, a little bit pissed. He had the opportunity to stay here, or he was in Abu Dhabi, had the chance to be able to come back before the borders were closed in Russia. Decided to go back into Dagestan, did not finish his camp. The guy does not want to fight. He's scared, he's running, he should be stripped of his title.
describe to me the last 24 hours, the last 7 days. I mean, when did this first pop up on your radar that you might fight Tony Ferguson?
I think it was about 9 days ago, and I feel like there's 7-point-something billion people on Earth, and not one person is in my position right now, and I love it. You know, my family, they all get, they're all super nervous, super excited. Everyone totally believes in me, brings me comfort. But I know what I have in front of me. Tony Ferguson he lives in dark places. He's going to take me to a dark place. And, you know, MMA was defined by a fight like me and Tony Ferguson.
Yesterday, in the midst of all this madness regarding Habib and Tony, I get a text from you, and you say you want in. You want to fight on April 18th. Tell me what's going on here.
I mean, the UFC, you know, Dana and Sean and those guys got the text before you, but I saw you talking about it, so I just threw it out there. I was trying to get it out to the media as well. That I'm open. You know, I'm not out here begging for fights, but if they need somebody and nobody's taking it at 155 or nobody's ready, then I'll do it. You know, any chance I get on a big fight like that, I'm always down.
And what did they say?
Nothing really. I don't.
Okay. And how do you feel about fighting in the midst of this? Like, do you feel comfortable?
You know, like in the midst of what was happening yesterday, an opportunity like that, of course, I'm 100% jumping on. No disrespect to Dan Hooker, but guys like him are going to be around. You know, opportunities like that are going to be there always for the rest of my career. I fight up and coming good guys who are on the street. Fun matchups, that's always going to be around. I just want to be 100% prepared. That's all, you know. I like the fight and I'm down with the fight, but I just want to be prepared.
Who are you asking for, just to be clear? Ferguson, Gaethje, or someone else on that card?
Anybody. I'll fight anybody.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You like the Ferguson matchup?
Yeah, I think I beat up Tony, man. I really do. I think the Gaethje fight as well, I would do a rematch with him.
Okay, let me ask you this. You know Habib as well as anyone. You're the last guy to fight him. Who has a better chance of beating him, in your opinion? Tony, Gaethje, or neither?
I think Gaethje does. I've said it since the beginning, yeah.
Why?
I just think the wrestling pedigree. Dude, look, I'm not just trying to be a dick here or talk bad about these guys, but if I thought Tony, this was a while back, but I thought Danny Castillo beat Tony. I thought Danny won that fight. I thought he out-wrestled him. If Kevin Lee and Danny Castillo are putting you on your back at will, dude, Khabib is going to do that whenever he wants. I promise you. You know, I know this. And the people saying Tony's going to damage Khabib, and you, dude, to get a stoppage from your back with elbows, it could happen, but it's going to be so tough. The cut's going to have to be perfect, you know, and the submission off your back against Khabib from guard or something, I just don't see that happening. You know, maybe in a scramble you can catch him in something funky, but if he's taking you down and he's in your guard or he's on top of you, submitting him from your back, I just don't see it happening, man.
So what can Gaethje do?
He can stop the wrestling. He can use his wrestling to stop Khabib's wrestling, get him tired down, and throw those crazy shots and land something. That's what I think could happen.
Interesting. So I don't want to put words in your mouth.
What's that?
I said I don't want to put words in your mouth, but would you suggest Tony is overrated?
That's exactly what you're doing, is putting words in my mouth.
No, I'm asking you.
No, I
Okay.
think he's solid. I think his will and his heart and his belief in himself is unmatched. And a lot of fighting is that. Skill-wise, I think he makes a lot of mistakes. I don't know how it hasn't, caught up to him, or somebody hasn't capitalized on his awkward footwork and his chin up in the air. Guys have hurt him before. Nobody's put him away. I just think he is a good fighter for sure. You don't get on streaks like that and beat the guys he's beaten by not being a good fighter. The guy's a great fighter, but I just think stylistically it's not a good fight. I think Khabib beats him up, man. I think he gets on top of him, takes him down at will, and grinds on him.
And just to be clear, are you picking Justin over Tony, or do you think Justin would have a legit chance of beating Khabib?
I think, dude, I like Justin in both fights.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
I do.
Wow. That's
I do.
Fascinating.
Listen, if guys are hurting you and dropping you, if Gaethje gets a hold of you, he's going to stop you, I think. That's just what I think, That's MMA, my MMA opinion, which means nothing in the world of MMA.
Well, I think it means something. By the way, remember that Lando Venata Tony Ferguson fight? He got roughed up in that one. Remember that one?
Yeah. But not. Yeah, he did. He got hurt in that one. But Venata's an unorthodox, unpredictable kind of guy. That could happen in any fight with him.
Yep.
But chin up in the air, being goofy, not using good technique against a guy like Justin. If he does clip you, you're going down.
Right. So would it be fair to say now you're not thinking about April 18th anymore, right?
I mean, if they call me, hey, let's go.
Okay.
I'm about to go for a run. I still haven't ate breakfast yet today. Yeah, I'm still down if they call me. They know that. I sent Dana a picture of me in the gym yesterday just to keep poking at him. But
do you respond?
I got the emoji knuckles, the world famous emoji knuckles.
Yes, that's right. How close did the talks get with Khabib?
It didn't go at the time. It was they had other plan, and for them it was. I know Khabib wanted to have that fight. I want it, but the thing is, the UFC. If you look on the UFC side, it's not. I think it's normal. If I put myself in their shoes, they didn't want to take the risk of me winning the title, and then after vacant it again, because we even proposed that I didn't want it even for the title. I would rather do it not for a title. For me, it was because I considered Khabib right now the best fighter in the world, and he wanted to fight me as well. So I thought it was a good fan fight, for the fans.
But they didn't want it.
No, they didn't want it. They had the other plan for Khabib, and I understand that. They had a lot to lose, and it was if they invest into that fight and their investment goes out after, it's not a good move, So that, in a way, it's I could take that as a compliment, because maybe they saw me as a threat for them. That's mean maybe they thought I could have won the fight. If they would have let me fight him, maybe it's because they think I would have lose. So that's why.
After you retired, after you had the press conference, until today, have you ever talked to Dana White?
I must have said hi sometime, but we never talk about me fighting or anything like this. I haven't talked to him. I don't think I've talked to him. He just wrote me a very nice text. I just say, because when I retired, I text him. I say thank you very much for all those years and everything. I know we had problems sometime, but it was strictly business, and I understand you're the best manager, and if I can do what I did, if I have what I have in my life right now, it's because of you, because what you did for the sport, and not only me, all the fighters should be thankful to you for what you did in that way. And he say thank you. He said that you had a great career. Nobody retired on top. You did it. Congratulations. He was very nice.
How do you run this thing?
Move the sticks.